YouTube. This is VidHead85, and I am coming to you with a wholesome Reddit story. I buckle in. Those flying onion ninjas are going to show up if you, they're going to show up because I definitely did. I definitely saw them flying around. This is from Best of Redditor updates, and this is ongoing, but it's just really, really amazing. So this one is from early March of 2024, and it's called "My husband's ex-wife was furious that my stepdaughter called me mom." Okay, so I, 34 female, married the man of my dreams, 44 male, and he has a 16-year-old daughter from his prior marriage. I've been in her life, and she's been in mine for 4 years, and I've done my best to be there for her as a friend and trustworthy adult. She's a really, really great kid. I felt closer to her than I did any of my sisters, and I could see why she looked up to me and trusted me. One more important thing, though, she's on the autism spectrum. I swear that's relevant. So my husband and I went on to our honeymoon for 2 weeks, and then we came back on Friday, and my stepdaughter came up to me and asked if we could talk. And she told me that no one had ever been as considerate as I was learning how to make foods in the exact way she liked them, or as patient with her poor emotional regulation. Her words. I think she's doing great. And she told me that I was overall her favorite person in her life, so she asked me if it was okay to call me mom. This really, really caught me off guard, and I stopped for a moment to process it. And she got embarrassed and told me she was sorry and it was stupid, but I told her it wasn't stupid because I would love that. She got super excited and hugged me, and it was lovely. I was telling my husband about it later, and it suddenly sunk in that I had become someone's mom. I just stopped and I told him, "I'm someone's mom." And he asked me if I felt like I was in the delivery room. I laughed at that, but I got so emotionally overwhelmed I started crying. This morning she came downstairs and said, "Hey mom," to me, and it's going to take some getting used to, but holy shit, that was a great feeling. I still don't believe I've earned the titles, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to try my damn best. So it seems like last month I got a husband and a daughter too. Pretty good deal if you ask me. So here is a relevant comment. From Bookish Bitchery, OP was learning how to make her daughter's food the way she likes. That line jumped out at me, that she thinks her daughter is the bee's knees, even though the daughter feels insecure about her behavior. Imagine the confidence she will feel and how validated the daughter feels. This brings me joy. OP chimes in. The first time I made food for us all, within the first month or two, I made spaghetti and broke the spaghetti in half, and she said she couldn't eat it with it broken in half. Then told me she was very sorry and would make herself a sandwich, but I told her it was okay, and I could make another batch, which I did. I found out later on down the road that she cried after I left because she thought she insulted me and ruined her dad's relationship with her specific food preferences. Sure, it was a little strange at first, but hey, I'm sure we've all asked a waiter or waitress for something very specific at least once in our lives. So then an update about 2 weeks later. So I recently made a post talking about how my stepdaughter asked to call me mom, and it made me really happy. My husband has 2 children from his previous marriage, a 16-year-old daughter with autism and a 26-year-old daughter. When they divorced, his ex-wife advocated for custody of the older daughter. Sounds like it was because she was more independent and less work, and he got the youngest one. As a result, his youngest daughter always felt kind of unloved by her mom and doesn't go too far out of her way to talk to her. So the older daughter finally got a job in a field that she's been fighting for a few years, and she wanted to have a dinner with the family. She seems like a nice girl from the times I've interacted with her, but her mom seems passive-aggressive and unkind. We all got to the restaurant and sat down, and it was pretty civil. I was sitting next to my daughter, and she was a little overwhelmed because she hadn't been to a restaurant before and didn't know what to order. So we were looking at the menu, and I pointed out a type of pasta that looked similar to something we make at home that she likes. She said, "Oh, thanks, Mom." I guess she said it loud enough that her biological mom heard, because she literally stopped everything and asked, "What did you just say?" My husband and I tried to diffuse the situation, but she was very agitated by it and actually asked why she did it. Their older daughter stepped in and asked if she could tell her mom about her new job, and that got her to move on finally. My daughter didn't say much for the rest of the evening, but on the way home, she tried to apologize for ruining the evening, to which we told her she did not. Then, if it wasn't bad enough, both she and my husband received a 4-paragraph long message talking about how disrespectful and egregious it was that she called another woman mom and how she was very disturbed by it. My husband is just in disbelief and feels horrible for our daughter. He went to talk to her and she didn't say much, but she clearly thinks that this is all her fault. If anything, it's my fault for not discussing how she should refer to me at the dinner with my husband and then discussing it with her beforehand. I just freaking hate this woman, that this woman is upsetting her so much, and I see why my husband divorced her. Thank you for reading. The TLDR is that stepdaughter started calling me mom. When her biological mother found out, she was furious and sent her and her dad 4-paragraph long text message about how disrespectful that was, and now our daughter feels awful. So relevant comments, let me see. Okay, there are 3. I'm just going to let me see which one is the best. Okay, this is the best one here. Info, how long since the bio mom gave her 16-year-old daughter's custody? How much time does she spend parenting her? Have they bonded? She would have some nerve to be angry that a child she is not parenting as much as you calls you mom. You seem to be a very sweet parent to her. Keep it up. OP replies that since elementary school on holidays and family gatherings by awkwardly asking how they've been doing since last Thanksgiving. My husband got custody of his young daughter or younger daughter and learned how to make foods exactly the way she needed them to be. Learned how to speak her language, as she calls it, and sit and single-handedly raise a still developing child. Then his wife got custody of the high schooler who could be left alone at home and make her own food so she could work and do her own thing without having to worry about anyone or anything. So about 8 days later from the last update, and I think that this is the last one, I believe. Yep, this is the last one. This is the second update. Last week I made a post about how my husband and my 16-year-old stepdaughter with autism went to dinner with his ex-wife and their oldest daughter, 26, to celebrate her getting a job she's been chasing her whole adult life. Then my stepdaughter called me mom at one point, and ex-wife got pissed and stopped the whole table to make a point, and the rest of the evening wasn't great. We then went home. We got home. Both my husband and stepdaughter got a big text message from her talking about how disrespectful that was. So the day after the incident, my stepdaughter came over to me and told me her older sister texted her and asked if she could read the text out loud. I just nodded and said, definitely. But on the inside, my eyes rolled to the back of my head like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go. However, her sister sent her God, that thing needs a muffler. Okay. So the day after the incident, my stepdaughter came over to me and told me her older sister texted her and asked if she could read the text out loud. I just nodded and said, definitely. But on the inside, my eyes rolled to the back of my head like, Jesus Christ, here we go. However, her sister sent her a very, very lovely and thoughtful message saying she felt bad about what happened the night before and she was sorry the two of them haven't been talking much lately, and asked if she wanted to try to be sisters again. Then she said she asked her what movie she's seen lately, and movies is her special interest, so that meant a lot that she asked. Not gonna lie, I was caught off guard by the sincerity and kindness. It was very, very sweet. Then later that day, I got a text message from the older sister, who I assume got my number from my younger stepdaughter, and said that she wanted to get to know me better since I am legally her stepmom now and that I'm the one her baby sister is calling mom. So she definitely wanted to try to get to know each other. She also mentioned that she didn't get to celebrate her sister's 16th birthday with her and felt like that was a really big deal and asked if all three of us could get dinner and see a movie. Tonight, the three of us went out and saw a movie and got dinner by ourselves. My younger stepdaughter picked the movie and she loved it, but my older stepdaughter and I didn't get it, but all that matters to me is that she liked it. Then we sat down and had dinner together and had a very nice time. Then on the way out, my younger stepdaughter asked if she could run into the store next to the restaurant to buy something really quickly. In and out, so we said all right. While she was in the store, my older stepdaughter told me she wanted me to know she misjudged me, and watching the two of us interact both at the dinner the other night and tonight, me going through the menu with her to find something she likes, me advocating for her when her mother got upset, and how she clearly feels comfortable talking around her, and that she completely understands why I'm now mom to her. All in all, a pretty good night. After I got home, I saw she sent me a text related to something we talked about, so it looks like we're going to be talking now. Still got some stuff to work out with her biological mom, but we will take this as a victory. So anyway, yeah, I just figured I'd share something positive since there's a lot of negativity on Reddit, and with my current situation, I figured I'd share a positive update. So our final comment comes from Lintho, and it said, "Aw, I read the last post when it happened. I'm so happy about this development. I'm so happy your daughter is being supported by her older sister, and your family feels like it's grown a bit more. Congrats and thanks for the wholesome update." OP replies, "Yeah, it made me really happy to hear they were talking again. I left this out in the post, but I remember a few months ago my younger stepdaughter was trying to tell her sister about a movie she saw that meant a lot to her, and her older sister was being sarcastic and snarky about it to get her goat, and she actually started crying. So I think it's great that they're now getting along." Oh, whew. I'm going to have to, the flying onion ninjas. I told you they were here. I told you they were around. Um, Thank you so much for joining me for this. Wholesome, I love running across these wholesome stories, and I'm going to make it a point to find wholesome stories because we all need a palate cleanse from things every once in a while. So if you made it to the end, thank you so much for joining me. This wholesomeness is just heart building. I love this, as you can probably tell if you were listening my voice. But thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate you. And please like, share, comment, subscribe. I am thankful that you've taken this time to spend with me. Have a great day.